On a Saturday morning, I put on a suit, not for a meeting, not for a celebration of my own life, but for someone else's event, a wedding, not my wedding, not a family member's wedding, not even a close friend's wedding, a friend of a friend, someone I barely know, and yet, here I am. Before I even leave the house, I start doing math, a gift, travel time, parking, small talk, a full day gone. By the end of it, nothing in my life will change, but my time will be gone, my energy will be gone, and my bank account will be lighter. On the train, I look around, people dress the same way, holding the same envelopes or gift bags, wearing the same expression. It's not excitement, it's obligation. Somewhere along the way, celebrations stopped being about joy, and started becoming about showing up. In our culture, we rarely ask ourselves one honest question: do I actually want to be there? Instead, we ask different questions. Will it look bad if I don't go? Will people talk? Will this affect work? Will this affect future invitations? We tell ourselves it's polite, we tell ourselves it's expected, we tell ourselves it's just how things work, but politeness has a cost, and that cost comes out of our lives. At the venue, everything looks perfect: music, smiles, carefully planned details, people hug, they repeat the same lines: so good to see you, congratulations, we should catch up sometime, but nobody really catches up. There's no time, there's no space, just movement, just performance. When I hand over the gift, I pause for a second. I ask myself quietly, who am I doing this for? The couple probably won't remember my face, they won't remember my words, they won't remember my name. What they will remember is that I showed up, that I checked the box, and somehow, that has become the standard. The ceremony is beautiful, I won't deny that. Love deserves to be celebrated, but my mind drifts, because while love is being honored on stage, I'm thinking about my calendar, my budget, my exhaustion. My income hasn't changed much over the years, most people's hasn't, but the cost of participation has. Gifts are more expensive, travel is more expensive, time is more expensive, and yet, the expectation stays the same. We're told it's just one day, but it's never just one day, it's one day, over and over again. Weddings, funerals, baby showers, engagement parties, retirement dinners, work-related events we don't really want to attend. Individually, each one seems reasonable. Collectively, they become overwhelming. We rarely say this out loud, but many of us feel it. We're tired of performing closeness we don't actually feel. I stand in line for food, people rush, they glance at their phones, they talk about leaving early. It's strange, a room full of people celebrating, all quietly hoping it ends soon. On the way home, I feel drained, not because anything bad happened, but because I gave something I didn't have much of to spare. A few days later, another message arrives, another event, another obligation. This one's important, they'll notice if you don't come. It's just what you do, and then something different happens. A close friend sends a message, they're getting married, but the message is short, we're keeping it small, just family, no gifts. Your message is more than enough. I read it twice, and for the first time in a long time, I feel relief. I call them, I congratulate them, I mean it, fully, without pressure, without resentment. And I realize something important: when obligation disappears, sincerity comes back. More and more people are choosing this now. Small weddings, private ceremonies, no gifts, no expectations, not because they don't care, but because they care more deeply. We don't talk about this enough, but many adults are quietly burned out from constant social maintenance, burned out from showing up out of fear rather than desire. We were never taught how to say no gracefully, we were taught how to comply politely, so we keep going. We keep smiling, we keep resenting, until one day, we start asking better questions. Do I genuinely care about this person? Would I want to be there if no one was watching? Would this relationship survive if I didn't attend? These questions change everything. I made a decision, a quiet one. If I truly feel joy for someone, I go. If I truly feel grief with someone, I show up. Otherwise, I send a thoughtful message, I make a call, I offer support in ways that don't cost me my peace. At first, it felt uncomfortable. I worried about being judged, about being labeled distant or selfish, but time taught me something valuable. The relationships that mattered stayed, the ones that depended on obligation faded, and that was okay. Reducing social obligations didn't make my world smaller, it made it clearer. I got my weekends back, my energy returned, my generosity became intentional instead of automatic. I stopped confusing attendance with care. Celebrations are not meant to drain us, they're meant to connect us. When they become performances, everyone loses. When they become choices, something real survives. You don't owe your presence to everyone. You don't owe your time to every invitation. You don't owe your money to prove your character. Choosing yourself doesn't mean abandoning others, it means showing up where it truly matters. Less obligation, more intention. That's not cold, that's honest. And honesty is the only thing that keeps relationships alive in the long run.